Ic15 Encyclopedia Business. Business under new management. Guided by the forces of the universe. Your sacred counsel. Discover the secrets of the universe, which reveals an assembly or circle of 32 laws of universe and nature, or better said, the guiding forces of universe and nature, such as duality, time, change, attraction, cause and effect, order, place and function, and many more. We are all looking for change, struggling in so many ways and aspects of our life. We may have an advisor, a healthcare practitioner, a nutritionist, personal trainer, or even a lifestyle coach. But we don't have access to them all day long. So enter the circle of vital and aware living and meet the Sacred Council, your personal lifestyle and awareness coaching team, always ready to assist you in every moment and in any circumstance. We are like visitors in a foreign country without knowing the laws and how everything functions in that world. We know a lot about the things of the modern world, but know little about the basics of life. See how they assist us with every step we make and with every breath we take, and make them practical in your daily life in dealing with your real self, your soul, your mind and your thoughts, your body, words and communication, nutrition, fitness, your life partner, children, the teenage years, getting older, stress, weight, disease, emotions, business, destructive habits, preserving the planet, studying, and friendships. For more detailed information on each of the guiding forces, see the intro booklet. There are endless words that can be connected to any subject, and each subject can have many books because each subject can be approached from various perspectives or angles. Most important, however, is not to forget that all that is said or written is merely an opinion, a truth, and not the truth. Because the spoken and written word is part of the creative world created in opposites, constantly changing and bound to time, and there is always more that can be said or written about any subject. Regarding me and the Sacred Council members talking about any subject, know that this understanding applies to that information as well. The information is formed from their particular point of view and brought to you through the world of visionary and mystical fiction. Hopefully, it contributes to your life and assists you to experience life in a more conscious, mystical, and magical way. By hearing or reading this information, you will come to the conclusion that you know this already, and you do, because this is part of your universal and spiritual inheritance. And often, we just need one word or a sentence that inspires and motivates us to do things differently or to think about a certain subject from a different perspective. The guiding force of the Creator. Make God a reality in your life. In regards to dealing with your professional life, know that most of your lives are all about money and business, and forgetting your business with the Creator and your real essence, the soul. Nothing belongs to you, as all belongs to Him. Keep in mind that He is the owner of your business, and you will deal differently with your profession, business, staff, and money. You either want to be the gods of the physical power and money and possession, or you keep Him as your God. Quote, "Let us not go faster than God. It is our emptiness and our thirst He needs, not our plenitude." Jacques Maritain. End of quote. Look through His eyes at your profession and business, and manage it from that level of consciousness. He is the owner, and you are working for Him. The guiding force of the universal teacher. Master or be mastered. In regards to dealing with your professional life and business, know that your profession, business, and money is unfortunately your master and not God. Remember that you came without anything and you will depart without anything, and while being in the world, all is just lent to you for some time. Deal with your business as if your spiritual teacher is looking at all your actions, and you will see how fast you do things differently and things will change. Quote, moving about in the world, the Lord is fixed firmly in your heart. If you do not recognize his name, all else you know will be as dust. Tulsidas. End of quote. The guiding force of the power of the mind. Know the tricks of your mind. In regards to dealing with your professional life, know that making money for your livelihood is just having a job. But the mind will tell you that what job you deserve. It will make you want to stand out and driving you to have more money. And even more and at the cost of your health and family. The mind under the management of your sense organs and negative passions will let you do incorrect things and even let you justify them. Be mindful of your mind. Quote, the ways of trade are grown selfish to the borders of theft, and supple to the borders of fraud. Everybody partakes, everybody confesses, yet none feels himself accountable. That is the vice, that no one feels himself called to act for man, but only as a fraction of man. Ralph Waldo Emerson. End of quote. The guiding force of the true disciple. Follow the master and the teachings. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you putting in all the effort in becoming successful in the world, or putting in even more effort in becoming true disciples? You must constantly ask yourself, where am I going, and what am I willing to do and to sacrifice? Otherwise, you may not achieve your objective. You may feel deprived of certain things you never had and still don't have, but there is one treasure achievable for all of you. You are able, under the guidance of a master, to find out who you truly are and where you came from, and stepping on the road to return home again. Do business with something that outlasts the mortal things of life. Quote, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that matters is where you're going. Brian Tracy. End of quote. The guiding force of your inner hero. Be the hero of your own life adventure. In regards to dealing with your professional life, know that the hero is not someone who just thinks just for him or herself. It is someone who is in the business of assisting others to become the hero of their adventure. When you understand this principle, your hands are there to help others on their path, although others may not take the opportunity, but at least you are willing to help them if they would like. In a business situation, there are very few heroes contributing to the whole, and there are more people that are victims of circumstances. Be a hero. Quote, opportunities are disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. Ann Landers. End of quote. The guiding force of maturity and wisdom. Learn from the wise elders and nature. In regards to dealing with your professional life, know that during your life in general, it is all about the business of making money and securing the future, and all your effort is invested in that corner of life only. Your spiritual health and well-being is here and there fitted in or forced and again related with stress and achievement. Why not putting in these first things and making a living to support these very important factors? Quote, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. Mark Twain. End of quote. The guiding force of fantasy and magic. Live your life as a magical adventure. In regards to dealing with your professional life, do you still play make-believe, or have you fallen into the hardcore and serious way of doing business? Remember that all things in the creation are a make-believe world, a world which is mortal, constantly changing, having two faces and bound to time. So play the professional and play business. You spend so much time in your business, and when you cannot find or create the fun and magic in that aspect of your conditioning, it will not allow you to see the magic elsewhere as well. Imagine your business as an orchestra and you being the conductor, and things will change for the better, at least when you want to hear some good music. Quote, the great leaders are like the best conductors. They reach beyond the notes to reach the magic in the players. Blaine Lee. End of quote. The guiding force of translating messages. Decipher the symbolic meaning of messages. In regards to dealing with your professional life, realize that breakdowns, the co-workers, the challenges and trouble in your business are not the enemy, but guiding you to do things differently. And when you would look deeper, it is a reflection of yourself in all aspects of your life. Your lives are too restricted, boxed in, separated from nature and from your true higher self. You are willing to work like dogs and do business like criminals and losing your health, family, and the connection to all. And when your business is not suffering yet, just wait, it will come. Or you have to start doing things differently. Quote, health is like a money. You never have a true idea of its value until we lose it. Josh Billings. End of quote. The guiding force of the energy of solids and earth. Feel connected and keep on experiencing new. In regards to dealing with your professional life, realize that you came without anything to this world and will depart without anything. Every experience is just a momentary gift, which we are to nourish. The business is not from you to control nor to carry as a burden on your shoulders. It is for you to enjoy and share this present and assist and guide the business and all others involved. Realize that what you like to control, you must carry, and most likely you will end up constipated physically, emotionally, or mentally, or even financially. This is the result of holding on so tight to the things of the world. Quote, in dwelling, life close to the ground. In thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. Tao Te Ching. End of quote. Clean on every level and in every corner, because unusual energy creates stagnancy in the business and blocks the room and space for the new to come. Let go of your old ways of doing business, which opens the door for new ways to come. Next to spending most of the time of your life in your bed, make sure to have a good bed, you spend mostly even more time at your business. Make sure to have the best environment possibly and bring those elements in that give great comfort so you feel grounded. Serve the business with all your heart and soul, but do not make it into a god you worship, and through which you like to gain just power and wealth instead of sharing it. The essence of having a business or profession is to support your livelihood, to get food and clothing and shelter. Watch out for wanting to be a rich king and ruler, as many obligations go parallel. Your co-workers and the machinery all need rest, otherwise things will break down. When you control your co-workers through authority, you end up back in your parents' home, having to experience authorities and rebellion. Replace control with the word and attitude of assisting, and assist the business, assist the co-workers, and assist yourself in that business or profession. Watch out for control and greed. Keep sharing your fortune by giving work to others and make donations. Build the business on honesty and quality, for what goes around must come around. Quote, greed is a bottomless pit which exhausts the person in an endless effort to satisfy the need without ever reaching satisfaction. Ic15. End of quote. The guiding force of the energy of liquids and water. Go with the flow and in moderation. In regards to dealing with your professional life, watch out for stagnant routines, being stubborn and inflexible, which is the weak side of your mind. When you have agreed to the terms of a contract, you must stick to your word, show flexibility, and do not need to try to divorce yourself when things getting a little harder at times. When you lose your commitment to the business, your profession, and your co-workers, which is lacking in your ability to adapt, you create hard times for everyone. As you spend a great deal of your lifetime in your profession, let's practice adaptability, from which you can benefit in all other areas of your life. Change and creativity are essential for a long life, vital profession and business. When you realize that you have become machine and robot-like, call up your inner child and start playing again. A business and the people within are a part of a natural piece of art, which is constantly changing. Watch out for lusting after money, power, and self-righteousness, but practice temperance and moderation. Quote, there is an immense, painful longing for a broader, more flexible, fuller, more coherent, more comprehensive account of what we human beings are, who we are, and what this life is for. Saul Bellow. End of quote. The guiding force of the energy of heat and fire. Pace yourself in order to digest. In regards to dealing with your professional life, realize that business is also an adventure, and in the adventure you cannot know all the outcomes, for then it would not be an adventure anymore. When possible, take short breaks throughout the day. Be gentle with your co-workers, and they will be more gentle with you. Quote, if you can't describe what you are doing as a process, you don't know what you're doing. W. Edward Deming. End of quote. As there is the need for a manager in a business, become a good manager yourself in regards to your own health and well-being. Is it worth to burn yourself out and ending up in the future without any energy left? Watch out for racing towards outcomes only, for you will lose the adventure or get burned out. Life's adventure, it is not about the treasures only, but it's about the adventure finding the treasures. Be careful not to base your success on fear, for fear will catch up with you. Never come from anger, and always be ready to share your wealth. Quote, Hell has three gates: lust, anger, and greed. Bhagavad Gita. End of quote. As you spend a great deal of your lifetime in your profession, let's practice gentleness and forgiveness, from which you can benefit in all the other areas of your life. The guiding force of the energy of gases and air. Embrace, endure, and love it all. In regards to dealing with your professional life, take short breaks throughout the day and go into the fresh air. Business is also an adventure, and the treasures you seek are not always instant there, but you need to show your endurance and stamina, for those treasures are awaiting in the future. Be caring and loving with your co-workers, and when you need to confront somebody, do it with love underneath. Quote, You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. Kahlil Gibran. Business is not being hard. Business is not being taking it all too hard at heart. It is also not bypassing the hard and showing how hard and tough you are, as you might end up with heart problems. Be careful not to get attached to your business and realize that all is just momentary gifts in the adventure of life. Quote, We should give as we would receive, cheerfully, quickly, and without hesitation, for there is no grace in the benefit that sticks to the fingers. Seneca. End of quote. Give your visions direction, but do not get obsessed with specific outcomes. Watch out for creating a love-hate relationship with your business. Just embrace and love it all. The guiding force of ether connected to audible sounds and verbal communication. Realize that everything you hear and say is just an opinion. In regards to dealing with your professional life, realize that modern business life is all connected with mostly noises and communication devices. And these inventions you have created to make your life easier are now your master, and you are their slaves. Most of you cannot do without them, not even for an hour, the radio, the TV, the computer or cell phones, but reduce as much as possible noise. How you verbally communicate with your business is also of importance, for how easy do you use unpleasant words and judge it? Aren't the stress and struggle you encounter not yours? Who asked and wanted to have the business? And you all know that there is a great price to be paid in general. Family life and health suffers. Quote, Your mind knows only some things. Your inner voice, your instinct, knows everything. If you listen to that, what you know instinctively, it will always lead you down the right path. Henry Winkle. End of quote. Communicating with each other in a business can easily end up in using power and judgment, even when there is a great manager or owner present. In general, you continue your communication wars from your parents' home. Know, however, that the one over you is the authority, and you don't say anything or you rebel. Quote, Many can argue, not many converse. Amos Bronson Alcott. End of quote. It is a delicate matter how the boss and the staff speaks with each other, as it affects the entire business. You could also look from another angle, realizing that you spend most of your lifetime in the business and making the time spent there as the classroom for your general life as well. Always ask yourself how you want to be spoken to and work from that level. Quote, Constant kindness can accomplish much. As the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to evaporate. Albert Schweitzer. End of quote. The guiding force of ether, connected to the conditioned mind, associations, and non-audible communication. Stay aware of your limited and conditioned realities. In regards to dealing with your professional life, know that modern business life is like being inside an orchestra with endless communication devices all interfering, without you even seeing it, but they have a great effect on the peace of your mind and health, if you want to realize it or not. Realize that these inventions you have created to make your life easier are now your master, and you have become their slaves. Most of you cannot do without them, not even for an hour. The radio, the TV, the computer, the cell phones, and more. How you think about your business is also of importance, for how fast do you have unpleasant thoughts and judge it? Aren't the stress and struggle you encounter not yours? Who asked and wanted to have the business? And you all know that there is a great price to be paid in general. Family life and health suffers. It is a delicate matter how the boss and the staff think about each other, as it affects the business. Everybody is part of the chain and equally important, although through economy reasons you may not have the same position and salary. When your self-esteem depends on your salary and position, you live on a thin ice. Quote, when we get too caught up in the busyness of the world, we lose connection with one another and ourselves. Jack Cornfield. End of quote. The guiding force of ether, connected to the universal mind, higher virtues, and soul communication. Observe yourself. In regards to dealing with your professional life, know that most of you have unfortunately the impression that life is only about our profession. Business, money, power, and possessions. Making money is essential when you do not live in nature, but it is to make money to provide just shelter, food, and clothing. In most cases, you all try to make more money than essential needs and pay a big price as your health, family, and spirituality suffers. Quote, wealth itself is not a bad idea, provided it is directed towards public good. So is power. However, the danger lies in its misuse. Ananda. Business buildings have grown taller than the churches and the mosques, indicating where our priorities lay. Mankind tries to have everything at the cost of nature and its own well-being. Do you not understand that you are doing bad business and are on this destructive path on which you all need all the help possible to turn things around? You tend to forget that the business you may own is not yours, but of this world. You crown yourself as the boss and misuse power, and employees crown their boss by liking him or not and falling for power. You came without and will depart without. So why not see yourself just as the manager and treasurer? The owner is the creator who looks at all our actions. So let's see how you are going to run your business, treating each other, and what you offer the client. Quote, what good is a social class and status? Truthfulness is measured within. Pride in one's status is like poison. Holding it in your hand and eating it, you shall die. Sri Guru Granth Sahib. End of quote. The guiding force of duality. Accept and deal with the duality in everything and everybody. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you holding on to one way of doing business only? Know that there are other ways as well, and it is just a matter of experiencing. Each business brings you things, but there is the other side as well, and hopefully it doesn't cost you your health, or losing too much in your relationship and family life. Each business or profession brings pleasure and struggle, and this is the adventure. Be careful wanting to secure one side for the other side will surface. Quote, "Do not worry about the problems of life. These will always remain. The good and the bad things of life both keep us attached to this creation." Hazur Maharaj Charan Singh Ji. End of quote. The guiding force of time. Learn to live in the moment. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you going all day long without taking breaks and playing the 1-minute manager? Learn to take breaks before something breaks. You are constantly racing through the moment and trying to be somewhere in the future, but losing to live life in the moment, which is actually all you have. Quote, "We understand that all work and no play can be just as destructive as too much play and no work." Bianca Guerra. End of quote. The guiding force of change. Learn to go with the ever-changing adventure. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you holding on to your old ways of doing business, securing and boxing in everything and everybody? Be creative. Go with and adapt to the fast changes in the world. Be an inspiration of change. Quote, "Inspiration is an awakening, a quickening of all man's faculties, and it is manifested in all high artistic achievements." Giacomo Puccini. End of quote. The guiding force of cycles. Tune into the natural cycles of life. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you doing business like mankind does business with the soil that constantly needs to produce food, is artificially stimulated, and doesn't get proper rest anymore? Is there still a seasonal connected plan in your business? Mankind thinks he is so smart in doing business, but doesn't realize the price he is paying by going against the natural cycles of life. Quote, "Reasonable people adapt themselves to the world. Unreasonable people attempt to adapt the world to themselves. All progress, therefore, depends on unreasonable people." George Bernard Shaw. End of quote. The guiding force of balance. It is nature's duty to recreate balance. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you losing the balance between work, health, family, and free time? A successful manager is not just a manager in one area of an aspect of life, but in all of them. Modern business is just about more and more creating an imbalance within yourself to the imbalance of the entire planet. Realize that when business is just based on your ego, power and money, and expanding with more employees and locations, that it will create more imbalances in your life than you can imagine, which unfortunately you do not even see. Quote, "Fortunate indeed is the man who takes exactly the right measure of himself and holds a just balance between what we can acquire and what he can use." Peter Merrill Leighton. End of quote. The guiding force of necessities. Simplicity is the key. In regards to dealing with your professional life, did you move from a basic business into a complex one and are not enjoying the adventure anymore? Create a new adventure and see how you can simplify your business on all levels. Quote, "Reduce the complexity of life by eliminating the needless ones of life, and the labors of life reduce themselves." Edwin Way Tail. End of quote. The guiding force of wholeness. No need to go more into separation. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you separating all your business departments? Realize that each part affects the other, and for that reason approach your business as a whole. Your business is either being busy for ego, power and money, or you are busy with contributing to the world. Virtue of mind and quality of product and service are the requirements. Quote, a healthy social life is found only when in the mirror of each soul the whole community finds its reflection, and when in the whole community the virtue of each one is living. Rudolf Steiner. End of quote. The guiding force of comprehension. There is always more than you can see or comprehend. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you always pinpointing and blaming something or somebody when things are not going as they supposed to according to your expectations? It is the same by contributing a success to a single cause of action. Realize that there are also so many invisible things contributing and that it is not just one thing or one person. Quote, innovation is not the product of logical thought, although the result is tied to logical structure. Albert Einstein. End of quote. The guiding force of improvement and perfection. There is always room for improvement. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you trying to create a perfect business with the perfect staff? Striving for perfection will result in frustration and defeat, but there is always room for improvement. Quote, success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best you are capable of becoming. John Wooden. End of quote. The guiding force of order, place and function. Everything is part of an order and has a function and place. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you constantly complaining about the malfunctioning of your business? A good and effective manager takes its place without complaining about all the different workers and players. Everybody is equally important to let the machine run. Just become a good manager and let God be the owner. Quote, no matter whether you are new or an old team member, you need time to adjust to one another. Yao Ming. End of quote. The guiding force of cause and effect. Every action has not just one reaction, but causes a chain reaction and creates a reality you have to deal with. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you being busy just for the gain of power and money? Mankind thinks he is so smart in trying to cheat and produce cheap products with the intention that they break down sooner than later, but doesn't realize the price he is paying for his actions, which can be in any aspect of his life. Leading a stressful life and busy to destroy the such-called competition is a distorted reality, linked to the reaping of lots of negative reactions. Ease up. Produce quality products. Treat the staff with a certain respect. Stop living in fear and realize that you will only reap what is already sown in the past, not one penny less or more. Quote, it is critical that we understand that the society of people, our economy, and our technological environment is our own creation, man-made. Peter Amato. End of quote. The guiding force of contraction and expansion. Quality or quantity? In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you always trying to expand your business and at the cost of quality? The loss of quality in your products, services is the loss of quality in your life and family. Know that there is a high price to be paid, for the machinery, staff and yourself will need to defend itself through contraction. Breakdowns of equipment losing focus and losing health of yourself and the staff is inevitable. When is your mind going to say enough is enough? Quote, "It is the quality of your work which will please God, and not the quantity." Mahatma Gandhi. End of quote. The guiding force of repetition. Using the ability to repeat for the right reason and purpose. In regards to dealing with your professional life, are you mainly busy with things related to your business or profession? Realize then, when you are mainly busy with repeating things related to business and profession, that these files will dominate your life and other aspects of your life will consequently suffer and be in the background. In order to get a better balance, just start being busy with those aspects that need more attention. Quote, "We do not have to visit a madhouse to find distorted minds. Our planet is the mental institution of the universe." Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. End of quote. The guiding force of reflections. All your experiences are a reflection from within yourself. In regards to dealing with your professional life, do you realize that the way you do business is a reflection how you do business with most other aspects in your life, including your body, mind, and spirit? Is your business about serving others with quality products? When this is not the case, look within yourself and see that you are having a low quality life and debatable health. The way you treat your co-workers and the way you work with the characters within yourself, and when your life is all about stress, competition, and misusing power, look deep inside of the poor business on how you manage your own body, mind, and soul. Quote, "To succeed in chaining the multitude, you must seem to wear the same feathers." Voltaire. End of quote. The guiding force of rhythm and vibrations. Realize that what you are, you will attract or repel. In regards to dealing with your professional life, do you realize that the way you do business moves into your private life, affecting your health and the health of your family? Higher vibrations are connected to quality products and doing honest business, and lower vibrations are related to fear, competition, and just doing business for the sake of money. Realize that most of your time is spent in doing business, and that these vibrations coming forth of how you live that business life will affect all the other aspects of your life. Quote, "Not in achievement, but in endurance of the human soul does it show its divine grandeur and its alliance with the infinite." Edwin Hubel Chapin. End of quote. The guiding force of service. Learn to serve and care. In regards to dealing with your professional life, do not show off with your diplomas or experience skills to get into a job in order to get your money, but ask yourself, what are you bringing to the table as a human being? How do you contribute to the entire operation with your care for others? When your employer only cares about the money and you as well, you probably get the job, but it will only be about the money. Is life not much more than just money? All the power and possessions you have gathered has brought you and the world very little, and has left you with stress, separation, and sickness. The lesser you have, the better you can take care of things. Quote, "Unnecessary possessions on unnecessary burdens. If you have them, you have to take care of them. There is great freedom in simplicity of living. It is those who have enough, but not too much, who are the happiest." Peace Pilgrim. End of quote. The guiding force of individuality. There is no need for comparing and competing. In regards to dealing with your professional lives, are you just caught in the world of competition? Accept your life and your business as something individual and unique, and do not end up in a war with the such-called competition. When you accept your life and business as a book that is either written by yourself or God, you know what will come your way and what not. Do not use the excuse that you need to be in the game of competition because everybody is doing it. Provide quality service, quality products, and be respectful to your employees or employer and the customer. Quote, "A man's true wealth hereafter is the good he does in this world to his fellow man." Mohammed. End of quote.